Hello again there, second graders. It's Mrs. Russell here to do Number Corner with you today. We are going to start with the answer from yesterday's riddle. So yesterday's riddle that I gave you as something extra was, I am less than 10 dimes plus 2 nickels, but more than 10 dimes plus 1 nickel. My ones digit is 2 plus 5. What am I? So I kind of wrote out those sentences into some equations. So we know the number is going to be less than 10 dimes plus 2 nickels. What is 10 dimes worth? We know 10 dimes is worth 100. And 2 nickels we know is 5 plus 5, or 10. Oops. And so we know 100 plus 10 is 110. Move this over here. And then, so we know our number is less than 110. And then we know our number is greater than 10 dimes plus 1 nickel. So 10 dimes equals 100, or $1, plus 1 nickel. We know a nickel is worth 5. And that equals 100 plus 5 is 105. So we know our number is going to be between 105 and 110. But we also know that the ones place is going to be a 2 plus 5. What is 2 plus 5? You know 2 plus 5 is 7. So now, if our ones place is a 7, and I'm looking at these 3-digit numbers, we know that we're going to have a number in the hundreds place, a number in the tens place, and a number in the ones place, which is the 7. So what number comes between 105 and 110 with a 7 in the ones place? On the count of 3, you tell me what you got. Okay? 1, 2, 3. If you said 107, you are correct. Nice job. 107 is the answer to our riddle. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at today's date and read it with me out loud. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. And today's marker, before we flip it over, I wanted to know some of the predictions that you had from yesterday. Did you maybe think that there were going to be more green beans or less? Did you say that there might be more carrots or maybe even a different vegetable on the plate? Well, let's take a look and see if you're right. Today's marker has, wow, 2 carrots and 2 green beans. So let's go ahead and fill in our calendar grid for today. So today is 4-16, and we still have the plate with the vegetables on it, so we know that is a set of vegetables. And yesterday we had 1, 2, 3 green beans, but today we only have 2. Yesterday we had 1 carrot, and today we have 2. So 2 of each. 2 green beans, 2 carrots. Great. Now we need to backtrack just a little bit. I forgot. We needed to read the date for today with words and numbers. So today's date with words would be Thursday, comma, April 16th, comma, 2020. And then with just numbers, it would be 4, because April is the 4th month of the year, -16, -20. Now the last part we're going to do for today is to catch up on our observations for our calendar grid. So if we go back, we're going to look at just the cards. Let me zoom out. Just the cards markers 10, 11, 12, and 13. So if I just have this calendar up here and you compare 10, 11, 12, and 13 to other cards on the board, you might notice that they kind of represent the same cards we had for cards 1 through 4. But now, instead of a rectangular raised garden bed, we have a circular one. So what I did was I took those 4 calendar markers and placed them here so we could see them better. So we're going to take a look at each one separately and write down some observations that we can put on our chart. So if you think back to the ones we did for the rectangles, and we noticed the pattern there that they were kind of the same, we saw that the first one was a whole garden bed, and it was split into 4 parts. And you guys thought that maybe that represented 4/4. Is there another way, looking at those 4 cards, another way we can say what marker 10 shows? 4/4, or we could do maybe an equation for this one. If we were going to add up those pieces, what would my equation be for card 10? So 4ths, and those are all equal parts. Let's look. The first part would be 1/4. Type this here. And then we're going to add that to the next part, which is also 1/4. And then we have another 4th, plus another 4th, and plus another 4th. We have 4/4, and all 4 of those pieces together represent a whole, or 1. Then let's look at calendar marker 11. 11 has 3 equal parts. So we could put that as an observation. Do you see anything else? We could go back to our grid from the rectangles. Each part is 1/3. So if we look, thirds and thirds, we could write that. Make this a little bit smaller here. Split into thirds. Nice observation for that one. Then we have card 12, which I'm looking has 2 parts. What could we say for an observation for card 12? 2 parts. Well, we could say that that card is split into halves, or 1/2 plus 1/2 equals a whole. And then finally, card 13, I see that it's not divided into any parts. So we could say this was 1 whole, or not divided into parts. Okay. Great job today, you guys. The last thing we're going to do is I have a math joke for you. So here it is. How do you make 7 an even number? How do you make 7 an even number? We know right now that 7 is odd because one of them doesn't have a partner. So how do you make that number even? Give you a second to think about it. How do you make 7 an even number? You take away the S. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye.